I'm going to go with a whole different approach here, and I'm still trying to simplify this thing, so you know, I hope you're not upset with me if you built one of the earlier versions. You know, you're going along for the ride. I'm trying to come up with this stuff for your benefit, so hopefully you're not too angry when I change things. And but they are improvements, and they are things you could do to your own forge to improve them. And I'm just trying to get the simplest brake drum forge that I can come up with, so that all of you people out there in YouTube land can all become fabulous blacksmiths and you know, flood the world with hunting knives. Okay, so I've used a rat tail file. This is a rat tail file here. Reason is, it looks just like a rat's tail. If you've ever seen an actual rat's tail up close, this is what they look like, very much like them. I had some video of me filing that out of there. And the memory card was full, so I had to make some space on my memory card, and you didn't get to see me cleaning that out. But what I did was I used the file on this part of it, the bottom half, and then I put it down and went to a more sophisticated tool, a die grinder with a carbide bit, which is faster. Doesn't necessarily do a better job, but it's a lot quicker. Always make sure you got them on when you're running it, because those little chips that come off them things are like little razors. And I've gotten them in my eyes before. I actually had my glasses on when it happened. The worst thing about them is it throws them everywhere, and they get on your eyebrows and that sort of thing, and then, you know, you rub your hair, the wind hits it and it blows them down underneath your glasses, and sometimes they get in your eyes. Best thing you can do is go get a little pickup magnet without closing your eyes and just put that right in there. As long as it's steel, it'll pick it out of there. Little tip for you in case you ever get some metal in your eye. Don't blink, because that does all kinds of damage to your cornea. So you didn't see it happen, but I made this fit. I didn't have to take a lot off. It can be done in probably just a few minutes. I only took off maybe a 1/16 or so to get that coupling to fit through there. So now I've got the other style pipe cap. There's a reason I'm going with this one now, because it makes it easier to hold it into the whatever you put it in, the brake drum or whatever, because this here will hook to the coupling, and then it won't pull through. So anyway, I'm going to drill it out. You'll notice I don't put nearly as many holes in it this time, and the reason is because I need to make some forged versions of these hooks. These are for my pot racks. This is what I'm working on right now, a bunch of pot racks. So I need to make this little forge. You get the benefit of seeing how I'm making a little brake drum forge, and I get the benefit of actually using a forge that's going to have you know, very little waste, and I can run the fan because I have to make so many of these. You'll see what I'm talking about once I get into that. Okay, get your glasses on. I'm just going to do some pilot holes first. Iron's funny stuff to drill. Sometimes towards the bottom of the hole you got to go real fast, it'll break them little edges off. You always run the risk of breaking the drill bit, but it's pretty rare. So we're going a different direction with this cap. I don't know how well this is going to hold up, because these caps are kind of thin, but it's all experimental. It is iron, and this is galvanized, by the way, so in the beginning there will be some galvanized burning, so just try to avoid breathing that shit. Vent it or run it outdoors and stay away from it until it's burned off. Okay, so what we got now is a brake drum ready, pipe coupler, this here. So just get that on there. Again, it doesn't need to be super tight. Just get it on there, you know, relatively snug, like that. Drop that in. That's what you're going to have, like that. Now, I think if I was going to try and make this even better, I'd probably put some clay in here, some homemade refractory. You can make it out of kitty litter and some other stuff. There's recipes on the internet you can find. I've never made the stuff myself. This will run fine like that, and some of the more lumpy coal will plug those holes in the bottom, or you can put some stainless bolts in there or something like that just to plug those holes. And now we just got to start gearing it up underneath here. So here's the one problem I have with doing this way. It leaves this kind of floppy, but gravity should just kind of keep it there. So if you don't have this rotor, whatever rotor you got, measure this inner part and add a little bit. You want it about halfway between this and this part. So that makes it almost exactly 9-inch. So if you can get a 9-inch hole in a piece of plate, then you can drop that in there, it'll be perfect. If you have a plasma cam, that's even better, but if you don't have that, use a drill bit, draw a circle, a 9-inch circle, take a drill bit, or drill with a 1/8 drill bit, and just drill a whole bunch of holes all the way around, then knock it out with a hammer and a chisel. Okay, we got our pan cut, and just to let you know that if you want to buy one of these from me, I'm going to figure out what it would cost to make them. I'm making pretty heavy out of 3/16, and send them to you just like this. You wouldn't even have to weld them. All you do is get them in a vise. Get it in the middle there and just give it a bend. You could weld the corners now if you wanted to make it a little sturdier, and then weld some legs on there. But whatever you do, just get yourself a 9-inch hole and something. That brake drum will fit in there perfect if it's a Sunfire drum. If not, then you're going to have to make a custom size. Okay, I got some legs. Just going to weld them on. Drop that sucker in, and there. I'm going to screw that on the bottom. Come on, you. Right. So just spin that on. Doesn't need to be real tight. And then I'm going to take soapstone and mark this, if I can find a piece of soapstone. Just had this flat in the brake drum. And I'm going to put that up there so I can just run a straight weld there. Cut that off with their zip cut or whatever. So there you go, the Brazzell Mini-Forge. Looks pretty good. It's got a nice clean look to it. How well it works, I can't tell you right now. I gotta fire it up. But I think I made my holes too big because there's actually too much air going through. That could be a problem. I'm not sure what the solution would be other than to make another cap with less holes or constrict the draft somehow. Okay, here's my solution to control the draft. just some stainless bolts. Stainless won't burn, so it might melt, but we'll try it out and see. I'll just drop them in. That restricts my airflow, and can even direct it to whichever side I want to work on. I'm doing very small bars, so I want very little draft. It's going to be a very small fire. Should work. Let's try it. Okay, we got about a half a gallon of coal. Might be too much. Okay, it's already running. So that was totally cold with nothing but raw coal. Seemed to fire it up pretty good. It's definitely too much output though. Lights it up good. You can see the smoke blowing out of them holes in the bottom. Okay, I've got my little 1/4 inch bars in there, 6 inch by 1/4 inch bars. And it seems to be working very well on just the one hole, which is perfect. It's not used much coal. Look at that, sweet. Ideal, that's exactly what I want. So now I got a little forge that won't eat up all my coal and will run, and I can just keep feeding them in while I work the power hammer.